Okay, this video is for a hooded blankie. This one is a panda, so I'm using white and black. So first you start with a slip knot like that. If you don't know how to do it, you twist your yarn, and then you want to pull this long piece through so that way you have a loop. And then we want to chain 2. 1, 2. And it's gonna be a square. So this is how we're gonna start. We're gonna work in the second chain from the loop, which is this last loop right here. So we're gonna do 4 double crochet, which is you wrap, go through the loop, and then wrap, pull through the loop, wrap, and you pull through 2 loops, and wrap, then you pull through 2 loops. You're gonna do that, wrap, go through, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. And you're going to do that 4 times. If you hear my kids, I'm sorry. That's the 3rd one, so I gotta make my 4th one here. Then we want to chain 2. 1, 2. Then we're going to work still in this loop right here. We're going to do 4 double crochet in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we want to chain 2 again. Then we're creating corners here. 1, 2, and then we want to do 4 double crochet again in the same loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are making sides here. So we have 2 corners right here. We have 3 sides. So we have to create our 4th side here. So let's chain 2 and let's make our last side here. And do our 4 double crochet again. Sorry, it's going out of focus. 2, 3, 4. So there we have it. Here's our 3 corners. And we're going to create a corner by chaining 2 here and attaching right here onto this chain 2 space right here. So this is our square. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're just going to continue working around like that in each space all the way around until we hit the corners. I'm going to do a double crochet in each space here. And then whenever we get to the corner here, we are going to work 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to put 2 in the same one, 2 double crochets in the same one again, 1, 2. Then we're going to work in each stitch, the very next one. We're going to work in this one all the way to the next corner. We're creating a square. And then whenever we get to the corner, we will work 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then, I'm sorry, I'm wiggling the camera, then 2 double crochet. I hope y'all are getting it, because I'm gonna cut it after this round and then let y'all take it from there, and then I'll be back to show how to switch colors. But we will do this all the way around. I'll show you how you connect to the end though. We're going to work double crochets in each stitch here. Double crochet. And then here's the last stitch in this row. And then we're going to work 2 double crochets in the corner. This is every corner has 2 double crochets. 2 double crochets. Well, 2 double crochets, chain 2, then 2 double crochets. So it's 4 double crochets in each corner. But it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And then we're going to work a double crochet in each stitch going across. In every single stitch here. All the way across. Here's the last one. And then we got to work in this corner here. So we're going to do 2 double crochet. Chain 2. 2 double crochet in this corner here. And then we're just going to connect here. This will be our seam. We got to connect. I don't want to connect up here because we got to work in this one. So let's connect to the chain 2 space. I'm going to connect it. And then we want to chain 2. We're going to count the chain 2 as a double crochet. So right now, right here we had 4 double crochet on each side. Now we have 8 double crochets on each side. And then the next round, we will count 12 on each side. We want to make sure that all the sides have the same amount of double crochets on each side. So since we have our chain 2, which we're counting as a double crochet, and that's, you know, into that chain 2, we're going to work into this one. We're going to go, like I said, just like the round before, we're going to do the same thing and work in each double crochet. We're going to work in each stitch a double crochet until we get to the corner. And then whenever we get to the corner, we do the same thing. It's a pattern you follow. It's the same thing over and over again. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the same corner. That's what makes the corner. And you will continue this all the way around. And I'll show you how to connect and work in the very next stitch. Double crochet. And I'll show you how to connect it whenever you get done. So work it the same. Whenever you get to the corner, you're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Then you're going to do your double crochets whenever you get to the corner here. It's the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. I'm at the end of my round. This would be the 1, 2, 3, the third round here. So I'm going to work my last double crochet here. And then we're going to do the corner here, which will be 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets in the same corner there. I'm sorry, I sound like I've got a scratchy throat. I do, my throat's been sore. I got allergies so bad. We have cedar, and so it changes my voice. I got a scratchy throat. And so we worked our 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Now we have, let me see, we have 2 more to work here on this row. This is going to make a seam. This will have a seam in it. So then we want to work in this chain 2 space right here. We don't want to work up here because we have to use this to make a double crochet in there. So let's connect that there, just like that, with a slip stitch. And we want to chain 2 again. Sorry, got a little bit shaky. Okay, and then you want to do the same thing over and over again. You're gonna do it over and over again, and I will show you how to switch colors. I'm gonna have black because I'm making a panda. You can make any color that you want. If you want a pink panda or a blue panda, you can have a white and blue panda, because I'm going to show you how to make the eyes and the ears and everything, and it's gonna look like a real panda. Well, not like a real one, but you know. You'll be able to tell what it is no matter what color it is. But I'm using black, and I'm just going to do probably a row or 2 of black just to add some black on it. But I'm not going to put black on it yet because pandas are normally white with a little black on them. So I want to make it look, you know, with realistic colors. But I'll meet you back here whenever I decide to switch colors. You can make this as big as you want. You can go for as many rounds as you want. Doesn't matter. You could switch colors as often as you want. You don't even have to make a panda. You could just make it a blanket or a hooded blanket. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to work probably like 4 or 5 more rounds. And then I'm going to show you how to switch colors. And I'll meet you back here. Again, I wanted to show you all of these rows, they have to line up. They have to be the same amount of crochets, double crochets in each side, because this side is the seam side, and sometimes you can accidentally work a few too many on that side and it will stretch out a little bit bigger than the other side. So you want to kind of make sure that whenever you've got 12 or whatever, or 16, as it gets bigger, it's going to get 4 more bigger. Each side will have 4 more stitches in it. You want to make sure they all have the same amount of stitches in it. Eventually you don't have to really keep too much of a count on it. Just make sure that it doesn't get, you know, too big on that side, because it will look lopsided. Just wanted to share that. You want to work, see, we have the chain 2 here, and we worked another chain 2. That's going to be counted as a double crochet. So whenever you count your double crochets, you're going to count this as one. So you just work in the very next one. You don't want to work in the same one. You want to work in the very next one here. Just wanted to show y'all. So that way you don't have a lopsided blanket. But that's how you do it. Okay, I'm not actually switching colors here, but I want to go ahead and show how to switch colors. Because I have a long way to go with this white color. And I really don't want to switch colors until I do probably about 8 or 9 rows. So I'm just going to show how I would switch colors. But I'm not going to, after I'm done with showing how to switch colors, I won't meet you back here until this whole thing is made and it's as big as I want it to be. I will probably do 22 rows, but you can make it bigger or you can make it small. You can make it as big as you'd like. If you don't want it big, if you want it really tiny, you don't have to make it very big. But I want to show you what I would normally do is cut this off, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to cut it off. I need it. But to switch colors, I would actually cut it and then pull the string out, or even just like do a slip stitch just to tighten it off like that, and then cut it off and then work over it with my next color. But let me show you. I'm gonna go ahead and do a slip stitch right here, a slip knot on my hook here. I'm assuming that some people probably know how to do this and switch colors, but I want to show just in case there's people who don't know. Now I don't have my string cut, so it's a little bit of a nuisance. Just ignore it. So I'm going to work in this chain 2 space where we did the chain 2 and connected it. Where we connect, where we did the last double crochet and connected to this chain 2 space. Sorry. So then I want to put it in there in that space, and we're going to work over our other string. I just want to show you how to switch. So this is how I do it. Oh no, that's not how I do it. I go like that and I pull it through and I make, that's how it's connected. So then I want to do a chain 2, of course, like every round starts off with a chain 2. So we've got a chain 2, and then we just continue, of course, working in every stitch or every half double crochet, just like that, just with a new color. That's all. Just like that. So whenever you're ready to switch colors, here's how you do it. But I'm not really switching colors. I'm going to wait until it's probably about this far up before I switch colors to a black. And I'm probably only going to do that 1 or 2 times on this blanket. Probably only have a few areas of black. And whenever I meet you back here, I will have this whole thing done. It'll be as big as I need it to be, and of course yours will be too. So if you want to follow along. So it might take you a while. This took me several hours to do, so it took me a few days. So you may have to spread this video out, like push pause, and then like as you get to work on the blanket, come back and I'll show you how to make the hood and the eyes and the ears and the nose and all that. Okay, so I finished. This is the end, and I tied it off and everything. And I'll tie that in. I'll sew that string in. This is a seam. It will have a seam. But all the ends I'll tie in later. Then I'm going to choose what side I want to do my hood on. What side do I want to be the outside of the blanket? I'm probably going to use this as the outside and this on the inside. I guess it doesn't matter, but it is going to look different one side from the other. So you'll want to know what you want as your outside, and then the opposite side you're going to sew your hood on. But I will choose a corner for the hood. I don't want to choose a corner that's closest to this seam here, so I'll probably choose this very opposite corner on this side. And I'll just remember whenever I start to sew the hood on. So to begin, to make the hood, we're just going to make a triangle. We're going to crochet a triangle. Let me get my... Okay, now for the hood. We're going to make a triangle, and this is going to be the face of the bear, and it's going to make the hood for the blanket. And so we're going to slip stitch right here. We're going to do a slip knot. And we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to work 6 we're going to work 5. We're going to count this chain right here as a double crochet. So we're going to do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to chain 2, and our chain 2 is going to be counted as a double crochet also, because it's going to be like 2 double crochets right here in this area. So we're going to do 1 double crochet right here, and we're going to count the other one as a 2 double crochet. Then in the next one, we're going to do 2 double crochet. So we have 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet, which this is a chain 2, so but we're just counting it as a double crochet. So 2, 2, and then right here in this center one, we're going to do double crochet. Let me see, make sure I'm doing this right. Sorry, I'm taking so long. How boring is that? I had to make sure that I was telling you how to do this right. So we're going to do 1 double crochet in the middle, chain 2, and then in that same middle spot there, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And that's going to make the V. It's going to make the corner, or like the triangle look. And then the next one, we're going to do 2 double crochets in that next spot, or space. And then in the next, this last one, we're going to do 2 double crochets in there. Let's do another one, the last one. And then we're going to turn our work. So we turn our work and we're going to chain 2. And let me explain what's going to happen from now on. On each end here, there's going to end up being 2 double crochets in each end, then 1, then you get the center, then you're going to go 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. But I'm going to do it a few times to show. For 8 rows, that's how long this is going to go. So this is going to count as a double crochet, and this is going to be the second double crochet. The chain 2 will count because it's an end stitch. So there's 2 double crochet, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet. In each stitch until we get to that V right there. Each one, 1 double crochet. Now we're right here, we're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochet. Your noise, that's my son being loud. He running through the house, sorry. So then in the rest, until you get to the end, in the last stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. And then in the last stitch, not stitch, but space, 1 double crochet in each space. And then here's the last one, and we're going to do 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to chain our work, we're going to turn our work again, and we're going to work up this way. So turn it, there you go. We're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And we're going to work in this stitch right here, or this space right here, not a stitch, another, or a double crochet, so it'll be like 2 double crochets. So you get what I'm saying, like on each side it's going to be like there's 2 double crochets in each end. By whenever you turn, you do chain 2 and then a double crochet in that space right next to it. And then we're going to continue to do 1 double crochet in each space until we get to the corner. And this is going to be the same exact pattern for the next. Let me see how many rows we have. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th row, so the next 4 rows, about 4 rows. Or you can make it as little as you want. If you don't want it as big, you don't have to be as big. Here we're going to work another double crochet. We're going to just do the same thing. Each row it's the same thing. And then 2 double crochet in that same space right there, and then chain 2, and then 2 double crochet. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet all the way to the end, and then on the last one we do 2 in the same space. So 1 double crochet in each one, until we get to the end. And just go as big as you would like. If you want it to be a little hood, a small hood, then you don't want it to be quite as big. If you're making it for a toddler or even for a bigger child, if you want it to be bigger for a bigger child, then you want to make it bigger. If you want it to be smaller for a toddler or something, then you want to do it smaller. So here we did 2 double crochet in the last one, so we're going to chain 2. And of course, like I said, turning our work every time we get to the end and work up the other way, or, you know, same way we went down. Then we're going to do another double crochet in that same spot, because like I said, to make it like there's 2 double crochets in the ends. So continue working that same pattern for 3 or 4 more rows, depending on how big you want it. If you want it small, like I said, smaller for a smaller child, then by all means don't work quite as many rows. But if you want it bigger, and your blanket is bigger for a larger child, then you can go ahead and make the, you know, the triangle bigger. And I'll meet you back whenever we get it all done. Okay, so I'm finished with this, and then we're going to do, just remember, this is where the nose is going to go, and then the eyes are going to be somewhere up here, and then the ears. This, I used a smaller hook. I used an eye hook than another one that I had made. Sorry, my son brought me a stick and a rock, so. But, this is a little bit smaller than the other one that in the other picture. I only had to do 8 rows in the other one, but that was with a bigger hook. I was using a very large hook, and an eye is a pretty large hook, but it's smaller than the one that I was using. So this ended up being around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows. And it's like, let me see if I have my measuring thing. It's from the corner, or the angle to the bottom, it's like almost 8 inches long. And then from side to side, it's like 11 inches. And that is still kind of big. But, I mean, I'd rather it be too big than too small. That way it can, like, be grown into. So anyways, we'll cut this. I'll tie it off. I like to do a slip stitch at the end so that it won't come undone. I'll cut it. And then I will show how to make the eyes, nose, and then the ears. We'll do the eyes and the nose while it's laying on the table. Then after we sew it onto the blanket, then we'll do the ears. But I'll show you how to make the ears first before we sew it. Okay, so now for the panda eyes. Now I want the little center of the panda eye to be brown, because the eye itself is going to be black. Like the color around the eye is going to be black. Like here, let me show you my son's. Sorry, it's so close. One of the panda eyes, I made this for my son. Around here is going to be black. And I don't want the center to be black because it won't go very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this part brown. And then the outside will be black because this base is white. That's the face. The face is white. So let me see. You can go down with the hook, but I'm just gonna use an eye hook. You make it like a tighter stitch or a smaller stitch, which is fine, but I'm gonna use an eye hook. So with this, we're going to do our slip stitch, our slip knot, and we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're gonna work 10 half double crochets in the second chain from the hook. So this is going to be the second chain. We're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm assuming that y'all know how to do a half double crochet. That is a wrap around, go through the hole, wrap around, pull through, and then you got 3 loops on the hook, then you wrap around, you pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second, there's like little hairs all over my yarn. So that was 7. So we're going to wrap around, go through, wrap around, pull through 1, and then we're going to wrap around and pull through all 3. That's 8. We're going to do the same thing until we have 10 of them. 9, 10. Sorry, that was all shaky. So we're going to connect to the end here, and we need to tie it off. I'm going to have to get my scissors. Where did my scissors go? Found them. I'm going to cut it. Then we got to get our second color, which is black. And we're going to hook on this black right here. No! My yarn fell. That's great. Okay. There's like stuff all over my table. I promise it's not Cheetos, it's marker. My son decided he wanted to stain up the table, but it's okay. It's just a schoolwork table anyways. Okay, so we got our second color, this black color. It fell again. Wow. I'm sorry. It's very hard for me to edit videos too, so like stuff like that always stays in. Like, I know I look like an idiot. So anyways, we're gonna hook this on to this second color, or this first color. I'm gonna hook it on to this circle. And I hook it on several different ways, but I'll just do it this way. I'll go into this where we hooked it. I'll go into this space. Or this. Am I working in the space? Nope, we're working in the stitch. I'm just going to try to get it in there as best I can. It's really tight. Anyways, we're going to hook it on. It's really hard to do from behind a camera. Very hard. I'm sorry. Okay, it's hooked on now. And then, let me see, connect. And then what we're going to do, it says double crochet in the same stitch. Wow, I guess what I need to do is chain 2. Sorry, I wrote this and it's confusing me, myself. That's not good. That must mean something bad. So what it says is going to chain 2 with the second color, double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 2 here. So as hard as this is, because it's so tight, we're going to do that. Double crochet. I knew what I was doing when I wrote this. darn pattern, but I guess, you know, I've confused myself. I get confused by patterns easily, even if they're patterns that I wrote. So then we did that. We did a chain 2 and double crochet in the same little stitch right there. And then, what does it say to do? Where am I? And then double crochet 2 times in every stitch. Okay, well, that's easy enough. 2 double crochets in every stitch. So here we go. 2 double crochets in each stitch. That's what you're going to do all the way around. All the way. No! So meet me back here at this end after you do 2 double crochets in each stitch around. Okay, I'm at the end, so we're going to do these last 2 in here, and that will make 22 double crochets all the way around in this black color right here that I'm working with. Oh, I'm sorry if you can't see that too good. So 2 in this last one right here. And then, of course, we have to connect. Sorry, I have a loose string over there. We're going to connect. There's 22. I've counted mine. There's 22. So I want to connect this. I want to get it in there real good though. And make sure I'm working in the right stitch. I'll work in this one. To make sure I got plenty of room. So we're going to connect it. And ignore that little loose, I got loose crochets. Because I work over my tails, so they kind of like get in the way every once in a while. So, what did I say? 22 double crochets all the way around. Now we're going to connect and chain 3. Actually, yes, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're going to treble crochet 2 times in the first stitch. Well, this is going to be counted as a treble crochet too. 1 in the same stitch here. Hold on. Sorry, I had to make sure I was doing something right. So treble crochet is you wrap 2 times. It's like wrap, wrap. Then you're going to go in through the same stitch here. And you're going to do, we're going to wrap. We pulled up 1 through this hole right here. And then we're going to wrap. And we're going to pull through 2. And then we're going to wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. And that is a treble crochet. And we're going to do that again here in the same stitch here. This is going to make like the little shape for the panda eye. Do the treble crochet again, just like we just did. Wrap, pull through 2 again, wrap, pull through 2 again. So that is basically 3 treble crochets in that one stitch. And then in the next one, this stitch right here, we're going to do that again. So treble crochet again in this next one. So you wrap 2, put it through, same, the very next stitch, and then that very same stitch for the next stitch is going to be 3 treble crochets. So there's our first one. And we're going to do another one. Wrap 2 times, go through again, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. So we have to do one more in that same stitch right there. So we wrap 2 times, then we're going to go through. I know it seems shaky, I'm so sorry. That's how my videos are. I need a very good camera. Hopefully soon. So we pulled through 2, we're going to wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. I hope I'm not being too chatty for this. Okay, so the next thing. The next stitch is 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Double crochet is just a regular double crochet. You wrap, go through this very next stitch, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Whoops. And then we're going to do it on the next stitch. Wrap, go through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. So that was the next 2 stitches there. Let me pull some string. So, Well, that is annoying. I should have rolled my yarn like I always say. I need a better area. I need a new house with my own room to do my yarn stuff, right? That's what I need. So now we're going to do half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 half double crochet. That means you wrap, pull through all 3. Wrap, go through the next one, wrap, pull through all 3. Okay, now let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, double crochet 3 times in the next stitch. So here's the next stitch, and we're going to double crochet 3 times. So that's wrap, go through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. We're going to do it again. Wrap, go through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. So we're going to do it again. That makes 3 times. Okay, so that was our 3 times in that one stitch there. Then treble crochet 2 times in each of the next 7 stitches. So a treble crochet, remember you wrap 2 times, 1, 2. Then we're going to go 2 in here, or you wrap and you pull through, and then you wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Wrap 2 times, go through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. So that's our 2 double crochet. That's the first one. So the second one now. We're going to do 2 treble crochets in that one. We're going to do this 7 in 7 stitches. 2 treble crochets in the next, each 7 stitches. So do it in the next 7 stitches and I'll meet you back. Meant was you want to do it in 7, not after these 2. You want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each of those 7 will have 2 treble crochets in each one. And if you want to use a stitch marker to mark the last one that you have to work in, you can do that. I can do that too. That's what I do. I'm gonna mark it. I'm not talking good today. So, like I said, treble crochet 2 times in each one. And then meet me back. I'm working my last treble crochet in the last stitch that I needed to do that for. So now after we did that, it says double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So the very next stitch over here, let me take this off because that's getting on my nerves. Double crochet. That's, I'm sure you know how to do that. That's wrap, go through, wrap, pull through, and wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. That's going to be 1 double crochet in this stitch and this stitch. So then, what does it say to do next? Slip stitch in the next 4 stitches. So let me make sure. I don't want to be skipping anything. Yep, that's right. So that's what it says to do. Whenever I write patterns, I tend to forget what I've written. So sometimes I can even mess up on my own patterns. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after you do that, we'll do 3 double crochet It says to do 3 double crochet in the last stitch and then connect to the beginning, but I have an extra stitch here because I think whenever I worked in this stitch, I really should have worked in this stitch. So I will do it. If you have 2 extra stitches like I do, go ahead and work a slip stitch, and then go ahead and do whatever, what did I say to do? 3 double crochets in this last stitch, which will look like this. 1, 2, 3, and see, I do this a lot, even whenever I follow along with other people's patterns and my own patterns. I'm like, what in the world is this person talking about? What in the world am I talking about whenever I wrote this? What was wrong with me? So, then we're going to connect to the beginning stitch up here, because we don't want it to go down here and look funny. So we're going to do it to the beginning up here. So it'll just flow together. So now we have an eye, which will look like that, I think. Let me see what it's supposed to look like. Yes. The top, no, the top looks littler, smaller. That looks better. That's a panda eye. And really, if I was using another color besides the black here, like a gray or something, this wouldn't be brown. I would use some other color, like black. I would usually use black. But this is what it looks like. This is what the eye looks like. And you're going to do another one of these. Do it the exact same way as I showed you. And then meet me back. Okay, I know it does not look like a panda yet. The panda eyes or whatever yet. But they have to be sewed on. And it really would look better if this thing was bigger. I think I used too big of a hook for the eyes, but it's okay. It's alright. They just turned out a lot bigger than I was hoping for this size. So I would recommend going to a smaller hook to do this. Probably like much smaller than an eye. This is an eye. And I didn't bring my hooks with me. But maybe a size 5mm hook or something. But this turned out too big. I mean, it's going to look right whenever I sew it on. It just doesn't look, it looks funky right now. But I promise it, everything that you make is not going to look right before you sew everything on and get it all together. But this is the beginning of it. And next I'm going to show how to make the nose. Sorry. So next, the nose. We're going to use black, obviously. Black for the nose. Sorry, my chair's squeaking. And with the bare nose, we are going to, let's do this slip stitch right here. We'll do the slip knot first. And then, I don't like how this angle is. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. And then it says make a loop. So we'll slip stitch in this last one right here to make a loop. And then chain 2. 1, 2. And then do double crochet 3 times in the middle of the loop. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Sorry, I've got to check this. Okay, so 3 times in the middle. One, 2, 3. Okay. I think this is it. Yeah, I think that's what I wrote. Yep, there's the nose. That easy. That's the nose. then I'm gonna like tie it off with a slip knot, a slip stitch, and then cut it. And I'm gonna leave the string a little bit long, that way I can sew it on with the string, with the leftover string. And we'll sew everything on first, and then I'll show you how to make the ears. I wasn't gonna do that, but I will. That's how I'll do it. This chair is annoying. I gotta grease this chair up or oil it up, whatever. Get some WD-40. It's very loud. Okay, so here we go. This is where the nose is gonna go. You just gotta get the angle right. Let me see. This will probably be right, like this. And this is my corner where I had my leftover yarn. I'm gonna put a needle on, and then I'm gonna sew it on, and then that'll be the little nose. So you just weave in and out, but we don't want to get it caught on extra yarn, because that's not good if we do that. And then I'll just go back in this way. It's just like sewing, and you could sew it however you want. Let's just make sure it's even. We want the nose to be even. So, sorry, I shook the camera. It was me. And then make sure we get it in another loop. My kids are being loud. Or my loud one, Leland. He's the loud one. He's loud. He's the noisiest out of all of them. Sorry, I kind of moved that so I could see it, but I got it out of your view. Just sewing it on. It's really simple. Just the easiest thing ever. It's so much easier than crocheting. I know sewing is hard, but I mean sewing this on is easy. And let me see. Go back up through another loop, through another area. And then you could just go in and out as many times as you want to make sure that the nose is attached really well. I weaved in and out a few more times just to make sure it's secure. And then I'm probably going to like go through the back, tie it off through the back, then sew in the tail. Kind of like this. Like go underneath another piece of yarn and do like a knot just to tie it and secure it. And then like tie your end just to hide it and make sure that it doesn't come loose. And this is the back side of it, so it's not really going to be seen. And you can like always sew it in more times than I'm doing, because really these things, they do come loose, especially whenever it's a little child wearing it or a toddler. My kids, yeah, they tear stuff up because they're just boys and they're crazy and they're rough. But I sewed that in as much as I'm going to sew in. And then I'll fix the other yarn, these later, like whenever I'm done. I'll sew those in. So there's the nose. And now we're going to do the eyes. Let me start with this one because I cut a long piece as well. Let me see, do I want to go this way with it? Let me see. How does I want to put the side where I did the 5 slip stitches inward. So this one's going to be this way, and this one will have to be that way. See? Now it looks like a panda. So, let me fix that, and let me thread my needle with this long piece of yarn. I'll thread it. Just like that. And then you just like I showed you, you want to make sure that you've got enough room for your other eye there. Yes. And you want to make it even. Make sure that it's even. And you want to make a little bit of space in between there because you don't want the eyes to be touching. So this is where I'm going to do it, right here. And this is like horrible camera and stuff, so I'm really sorry. But I'm just going to show you how to do it, like just a basic explanation. Oh no, look what I did. Like, isn't that just nice? I got it stuck, but I fixed it. And then we're going to go back up through the other side, through another stitch here. And I'll sew these ends, and actually I can cut some of them off because they've already been sewed in. And you just want to go all the way around and make sure that's straight. You want it to be even. You don't want it to be lopsided. You don't want to have a lopsided eye. Just keep making sure that it's straight, because if you just keep sewing, you can kind of get out of hand on what you're doing and not realize that you're sewing a crooked eye. And just sew your eyes on, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I sewed one eye on. I'll just show you how that looks. That's the first eye. And of course the back, you can see some of the stitches. You can sew as much as you want to make sure you get that eye on there real good. And then I want you to sew the other eye, like I said, with the the slip stitch side where we did the 5 slip stitches, and then the double crochets in that one. We want them to face each other so that it looks right. So, okay, meet me back whenever you get that one sewed on, and then we're gonna sew this onto the blanket. Okay, I'm done with my eyes, and I'm gonna show you kind of how to sew the ends on the back end. This is just how I do it. I kind of tie it off, and then I start sewing it into the stitches in the back to hide it. And then after I get it all sewn in, however much I want, I take my scissors and I cut it. That way it's gone, and it has no chance of popping out. Just hide it. Just like that. Just wherever you want. As long as it's hidden behind the eye, then that's fine. Just like that. And then get the scissors and chop it up. Just like that. And I'll end up doing the same with the other strings that are hanging off there. And then this is what it looks like so far. It's definitely not done by any means because we have to sew it onto the blanket. So let me see. Put a long string hanging off here. I kind of want to cut it down a little bit. That way it's out of the way. Okay. I have to move some stuff because I want to show how to sew the this onto the blanket. And I have to be careful not to show you all my mess everywhere. I'm going to choose what side I want this on. Now here's my seam. It is there because that's how the blanket is. It comes up with a seam. So I'll probably work on this side. Let me see which side I'm going to use, because one side is going to look different because I worked in the stitches on one side, and one side will have lines and one side won't. So I got to figure out what I want on my outside. So I think I want this side to be the outside. But what you do is, whenever you sew it on to your corner, you choose whatever corner you want to use. I'm going to choose this corner. And then, yeah, all my mess over there. I don't want to show all that. Anyways, we're going to sew this to the back. This is going to be the back. We're going to sew the edge onto this, on this side. And then whenever we're done, we're going to flip it, because that's the seam. It's going to have a seam. So let me see if I can set my camera up where I can kind of show how to do this. Yes. So I'm going to get black or white, doesn't matter. But I got to cut off a long enough string to make it work. And I think I'll go with the black. I'll go with black. I'm going to cut a long string that will work all the way around the hood area. And this is going to be kind of hard to show because of my camera and all that. I'm going to try my best though. But I'm going to thread my needle with the yarn, my tapestry needle. I don't know if you noticed, but it's not a regular needle. And then I'm going to line this up. Line it up really well. Like the corners. Line the corners up. The sides and everything to the very last stitches. And then I'm going to start about on this side, on the corner. And we want to make sure that we do this right so that it's not crooked. But I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to start working just all the way down. I got a long piece of yarn here, so. But I want to leave a piece of string here so I can sew it in, but I'm going to tie it to secure it while I'm working. So then I'm just going to keep just stitching it. We want to make sure that we are not sewing it just into one piece of string on here, but like a couple of them on both sides. That way it's secure. Sorry. I have a long piece of yarn. And then going back up through another part. And you can work, I mean, I'll do this a few times. Up here, go that way, and then I'll go back up this way and down a few times to make sure that's very secure, because the one that I made for my son, I did 2 times, and it's not as secure as I would like. It's secure, but I want it more secure. And then we're going to go back through another space, another stitch, and make sure that we've got it secure. And then you're just going to work all the way down a few times. That way, like I said, it's very, very, very secure on there. And it's like got no chance of undoing and stuff. Because you don't want that. Like, especially if you're giving this to somebody as a gift. You don't want your stuff to fall apart. I know that I don't. Let me see. Just keep working. Just keep on sewing this on, just like that, and then I'll show you whenever you're done what we're gonna do. Woo, okay, so I finished going back and forth a few times to sew that, and what we need to do is we need to kind of like tie this to the other end or something to secure it, and then sew it in, sew the ends in, or we can cut it shorter and then worry about sewing the ends in later. So I can just show you how to make the ears. I'll probably do that. I'll cut it a little bit shorter. And then I'll worry about the ends later. So this is what we do. I know it's hard to see, but see all my mess? Yeah, that's my mess. Okay. I'm going to sew in all the ends later, but I'm going to show you. You flip it like this. Ah! There's his head. He doesn't have any ears right now. The ears are next. But there's his face and there's his eyes and his nose. We still have ends to sew in. But I'm going to make ears. I'm going to show you how to make ears, and then we're going to put them on, like right there on the sides. And it's going to be so cute. Okay, are you ready to make some ears? So let me get my pattern so I can figure out how to do it. Alright, now we're going to start out with the lighter color, which will be white. We'll start out with the white. And I guess I'll just continue to use the eye hook because my hooks aren't with me right now. Sorry. So, I'm going to start with the white, the lighter color. And we're going to slip stitch right here. I'm going to do a slip knot. And then it says to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then it says to connect to create a loop. Oh, I'm sorry. It's all blurry looking. I gotta get it closer. There we go. We got a loop going on now. And then it says to chain 2. This is my pattern that I did. So hopefully I can get this right. So now it's saying to do 6 double crochets in the loop. So let's do 6 of those. This is the first ear. We got 2 of these to make. 6 of them. 1. It's having a hard time focusing. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. There we go. We got 6 of them now. Now it says to do not attach to the beginning. So we're not going to attach here, obviously, because we don't need a circle. We just need a half circle here. Then we're going to turn our work like that. And we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Then, what does it say? And do 2 double crochets in the next. So, we'll try this. We'll do 1 here, and we'll count this as the 2 double crochets. No, maybe not. No. I should have noted what do I need to do next here, because I did not make note. Okay. Maybe this is considered this as a 1 double crochet, and then it says to do 2 double crochets in this. It says to do 2. I think I remember. 1, 2. And the next one. And then the next one. Hold on just a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, I got it figured out. We're going to do 1 double crochet in the next one. Then 2. Double crochets in this next stitch right here. And then the next one is going to be 1. And then the next one will be 2. I know what I did. I know exactly why I did that, because over here it's the last one, and I'm going to have you work one double crochet. I know that this is not typical, but to make it look right, that's what I did. I remember I worked one last double crochet here in this one to make it even, so it doesn't look all funky like it's just sticking out there, because that's not what we want. So here we're going to do a double crochet over here. So we're ending with one double crochet just like we began with one double crochet, like a chain, the chain 2 being, you know, the double crochet. So then it says to turn our work. Let me make sure this is right. Okay, I've got it figured out. I'm sorry, y'all. We're going to tie this off because I'm switching colors. I'm going to switch to black. So I'm going to slip stitch here, and I'm going to cut it and work over that that end right there. We'll work over it. So here we'll start this next color here. Let me do a slip knot and then attach it to the end here. Let me attach it to the end. Sorry, I got my hand in the way there. There's how you attach right there. And then it says after you do that, we're going to chain 2. After we turn our work, attach the next color, and then we're going to chain 2. And then I'm going to fix those to where we can work over them. Chain 2. 1, 2. And then you do 2 double crochets, then 1 all the way around. 2 in this one. 1. 2. And then 1 in the next. And we're working over our tails right there. It's annoying, but it's better to work over them and not have to mess with them later, because they're secure under there. Then we're going to go to 2 in the next one. And then the next one is going to be 1. Then the next one's going to have 2. I grabbed the wrong one. Whoops. That's one annoying thing about the tails, is that you'll accidentally grab it up and it'll mess you up like that. And then we're going to do 1. Then we're going to go ahead and do 2 here. Whoops. And the next one. Then 1. And this one right here. And this would appear to be the last one, but we're going to work, remember, in that one over there too. 1. And then, I guess since it's the last one, it'll be 2, but let me look and see how it looks to see if we need to do 2 of them in the last one. This is what the ear looks like that. And honestly, since we ended with 1 here, and I don't think that we need to add another one in this one. So the last 2 stitches will only have 1 in each, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do that again. So you will, let me cut that. You rewind it and do the very same thing with this, with another ear. It's gonna be the same exact pattern. So go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with the other ear, so I'm going to tie it off, do a slip knot, and then I'm going to cut off a pretty long string so that way I could sew it on. Okay. So we have 2 ears. Here's my last ear. They're going to be like cuffed, like cupped ears. They look like ears, okay? So that's my other ear. These will have to be sewn in. I have to sew on the ends real quick. That way we don't have to worry about it here in a minute after we sew it on. I mean, it doesn't matter when you sew in the ends. Really, it don't matter. What in the world? I can't get this on my needle. Come on. Yarn is hard to put on a needle. It really is. It's annoying. So, like, just sew it, tie it, hide it. Make sure it can't be seen. Oh no, I tightened that a little bit too much. It's okay. Not a big deal. So then, and we probably, you probably don't even have to do this right this minute. You just wait until you sew it on. I just want to do it so I don't have to worry about it in a minute. But I have so many ends to sew in pretty soon that, oh, I'm dreading it. One thing I do not like doing is sewing in the ends. It's really just annoying. It's that last part that's got to pull the whole project together that kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. I really don't like to do that. But it has to be done, or your project's going to look like crud. It won't look good. So there we go. I sewed that in. Alright. And I got this one. That's just kind of like an end that got crocheted over from this side. So, haha, now you can just cut that sucker off. And then, let me go ahead and yank this out. That's my long end that I did so that way I could sew the bottom part of my ear on. Alright, I threaded my needle. And let me just show you how this is going to happen. How we're going to do this. We're going to sew the ears onto just like that, onto the sides. And I'm going to fix this to where I can do it for it's, viewable. I got a string I got to cut off. This is driving me nuts. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so up close, y'all. I'm so sorry. Hold on, let me see. I don't want y'all to see my mess. I don't want y'all to see it. Anyways, I'm going to sew it in. I'm going to sew the ear on and make sure the other side gets sewn on evenly on the other side. And it's just going to be so cute. And then how I sew it on is just however you want to sew it on. However you choose to sew it on is good with me. Let me see. I'm sorry. I kind of seem like an idiot while I'm doing this. I'm trying to look at it through the camera and it's not working. I can't get it done like that. So we did that. So, like, I'm going to probably, like, circle around, like, do it like this, and then go through, do, like, I don't know how to describe it. I just don't know how. Just, like, go through the back, and then go around to the front, and secure it on like this. Gosh, I wish you could see it better. This is horrible. I'm so sorry for the horrible, view that y'all guys have here. No, that's just not working. Here, I'll just pull that through and then go back through like this. And then do the same thing, just all the way around, just to make sure you get it on there. Or get it on there, just get on there, however you can. Just get the ear on there. I'll meet you back whenever you get the ears on. Okay, so I got the first ear on, and it was a little bit of a pain because I'm using the black yarn that I used to sew this. Like I cut off a long string, and I was using that to sew in, and so it's kind of visible on the white, so I tried to hide it as best I could. So there's my first ear. Now I'm going to sew in the second ear, sew on the second ear. Okay, so I finished his ears, and of course you can see a little bit of the black from sewing it on that one, not so much on this one, but that's what it looks like. And I'll add a picture, of course, obviously I will, of the whole blanket, and it really does look like a panda in my opinion. I feel like it does, and you can even make in here pink, you know, to make it look like it's got little pink ears, but this is just what I did. It's really cute. I think it turned out really good. This is my pattern. I wrote it. I can add the pattern, but really I'm afraid people won't really understand my way of crocheting and stuff, and I really would rather just make tutorials, not put the patterns up. So I don't want to be, you see all my mess over there, but here it is. He's really cute. Thanks for watching.